Why do you need to stop letting others control your life? Many of us are living with the consequences of life choices that were made for us without our consent. It's time to break free of this cycle and put your own happiness first. A lot of people around the world are still living with the consequences of decisions they didn't make themselves. They are compelled to do what other people want them to do, even if it's not something they want or would enjoy. It's time for these people to stop following the life plans that were set out for them by others, and start living on their own terms. The new year is a great time to start fresh. You can help yourself get on the path to mastering your life by setting a daily routine, one day at a time. There are many apps that promote daily routines, from making lists, taking care of your mental well-being, and being mindful. If you're feeling too overwhelmed, create a list of what you want your day-to-day life to look like, what you will do and when. Start small and break it down into manageable chunks, so that it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Learn how to say no, because it's not about being an individual, it's about being happy with who you are and what you have. 1. Be aware of your surroundings. It's a really challenging time to be alive. It's not the time to tune out, but rather to become more aware of the world around you. This is not only pertinent in the political environment, but also how we consume and produce content. The world is too scary for some people, so they refuse to interact with it at all. But for those who have the courage to face it, there are a lot of amazing things to experience. You can find a new hobby, a new friend, or even a partner. And the great thing is that you don't have to do this alone. There are plenty of ways to get involved with the wider human race, without having to leave your home or interact. 2. Be prepared for anything. Being prepared for anything is not just a cliche. There are many situations where being well prepared can make all the difference in the world. If you are caught up in an emergency situation, it will be crucial to have knowledge of what to do and how to handle it. This may seem like common sense, but that doesn't mean that you should underestimate this simple truth. You may not always be able to predict when something will happen, but if you know what you're doing, then there is a better chance of survival. 3. Protect your privacy. It is difficult to protect your privacy on the internet, even if you're cautious about what you post on the online platform. There are still many other ways that companies can collect your data. You may have heard of the recent Facebook scandal, where it was revealed that they allowed third-party app developers to access data on their users' friends without their consent. This would not have been possible without the data collecting practices of Facebook and app developers alike. Facebook is making an effort to address the privacy concerns of its users by discontinuing the practice of collecting data on non-users. Their decision came about after years of many people voicing outrage over the implications of Facebook's data collection practices. Users are now able to opt out of having their information collected and used for advertising purposes. But it is unlikely that Facebook will stop collecting user data altogether. 4. Trust your intuition. Trusting your intuition can be a tricky thing. Sometimes we know what's the right thing to do, but we still take the easy way out. As a result, we end up feeling frustrated and disappointed in ourselves. Research has found that people who trust their intuition are more likely to be happier and healthier in the long run, because they're more likely to listen to their body when it tells them that something is wrong, or that they need a break from work. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if you make a bad decision, if you learn from it and make better choices in the future. 5. Create backup plans. Planning ahead is a crucial thing in life, especially in this current economy. There are many people who have a backup plan in place for when they lose their job. Some people have more than one backup plan, because the first one may not work out. There are also some other people who don't have any backup plans and live day to day with what is happening within their lives. Those people usually end up worse off than those who do, but it all depends on the person's attitude and outlook on life. Finally, stop lying to yourself that you're in control of your own life. Take back the power by following these simple steps. Science is showing that we are not in control of our life. We don't know what the consequences of our actions will be. All we can do is try to improve the odds, but they are still stacked against us, and the odds only get worse as time goes on. We must begin taking control of our lives by taking responsibility for what happens to us. If you don't want to be a victim, then stop blaming others for your problems or looking for an easy way out. You must take charge and make changes in your life, even if it's hard or uncomfortable at first, because you will never change anything if you just keep doing what you're doing now. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date.